how Iran and US-Israel war can affect Australian property market. One of the biggest risks that carries in the war is oil supply. In the Strait of Hormuz, where almost 20% of world's oil passes through, right? Transportation system. So if that gets affected, everything else gets affected. Not only Australia, a lot of other countries' economy can also get affected. How this happens is when oil gets expensive, everything else gets expensive too. Not just a transportation system, because all the businesses now they pass the cost to the consumer. Food becomes expensive, grocery becomes expensive, everything else you go to shop around, everything becomes expensive. Now, when this happens, inflation goes up. Australian government may think, oh, how do I reduce the inflation? One of the best thing, one of the most logical thing they will do is raise the interest rate. That's the simplest way they can control the inflation, right? And that's what they've been doing historically. I'm not saying that's the right choice, that's the best choice. It's a temporary measure they always do when inflation goes up. So if the rate goes up at least 1 or 2 times more, that means people have to pay more in the interest repayment. The borrowing is less now. So that can definitely get affected in the property market. Whoever, like first home buyer or investor or upgrader, whoever was thinking about buying a property for $600,000, now they will probably think, oh, how can I reduce my purchase price like $580, $570? So instead of paying higher on the purchase price, they will start looking for the lower end properties. What will happen is those property that in the high end of the market with the low rental income that get affected very quickly, especially in the investment segment. First home buyer, they will always be looking for a property. They will always be buying the property because instead of paying rent, they want to buy. So they will always be buying. But the borrowing capacity may be reduced, so they may buy little lower price properties. Now, when the inflation gets higher, interest rate goes higher, the economy is shaken up. Now, after maybe 6 months, 12 months, when the things settle down, nobody knows how long it will last. That's the biggest risk. Once they settle down, government may want to start spending money on the economy to bring it back. Right? They may consider lowering their interest rate as well. So when that happens, as we've seen in the COVID or even before that, whenever interest rate starts going down, the price shoot up quickly. So if you are an investor and if you're thinking, should I buy now or should I wait? Well, my honest piece of advice is, if I have the money, if I have the deposit, I have the borrowing capacity, I would go out and buy in the best area possible with the lowest price possible, because obviously there is no much competition in the market at the moment. Everybody is scared, uncertain, there is confusion in the market, little bit of fear, economy is uncertain, a lot of things going against the fundamentals of investing. But those who are professional investors, they will take this as an opportunity window to go out and buy the right asset in the right location at the right price. And that's where a lot of research comes in handy. See, even in Australia, you look at historically, not every single suburb, not every single state rises same at the same time. Some states may rise 10, 15, 20%. For example, Perth and Brisbane, they got really good run in past few years, but Sydney and Melbourne, not as much as Perth and Brisbane, right? So you had to look at the fundamentals and see where the opportunity is. And if you need any help finding the right property in your purchase price, you can reach out to us. We are buyers agent. We help so many Australians, everyday Australians, to make the dream come true. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Priyank Patel. See you next time.